Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, and I recognize that I started that intro just a little bit prematurely, but hey, it shows that I'm eager to episode. I don't know. I'm recording this sort of straight after the last one. I did have, like, a bit of an hour-long break in between, because there's something that I needed to go and do, and then I figured that I might as well have the last episode exporting while I went and did that, except the thing that I went and did didn't take anywhere near as long as I thought, and so I had to spend ages waiting for the last episode to finish exporting before starting to record this one. In short, it's now 7 minutes to 12 on the night of the 18th, at the time of recording this. Anyway, it's Harry Sands, and note, I don't call him that because it sounds like Harrison, which is his surname. I call him that because he acts like Sands and he's got a beard. Because, contrary to what Americans will tell you, Harry and Harry sound nothing alike. And yes, they have an H, an R, and a Y, but they have completely different vowel sounds, so fuck off. Oh, did you do her a wrong as well? Oh. See, I know that feel, kind of. Because, like, this isn't aimed at anyone in particular, but I've had experiences in the past where I've experienced people who are going through their own problems, and that's fine, but can they please be a bit more serious about the stuff that we're doing here and now, because their personal drama, taking it into an environment where personal drama shouldn't be relevant, is letting an entire side and not just the individual down. And I've been on the receiving end, like I've been in a group situation where someone else having personal drama at an inappropriate time has caused problems. I forget how I started the sentence, but the point is, I can empathize. Well, not necessarily. You could go instrumental, or hell, one of you could learn how to sing, just a thought. Ugh. I burped. Here, you just take a slow stroll out of shot there. Matthew, I'm surprised you didn't leap at the opportunity to take her place. Now, how can we simply not notice this? A rather crudely made poster. So that's a very cylindrical bun for the salmon rice burger. Oh yeah, the online shop, that was a thing that happened. But I still question the... What would even be the word? The viability? The validity? No, the viability, that's the right word. Of doing an online shop for this sort of thing. Wow, I want you to go and lie down. You are 13 years old and the year is 2007. How can you... How can you not... Ashley, what's the internet? Fucking Christ, man. How can you not... Like, bearing in mind these are kids, and kids are naturally more tech-savvy anyway. And this is the year 2007. Also, that looks like a Magikarp, just saying. You would have thought they'd be a bit more tech-savvy than this. Fuckity wow. Anyway, it's a good thing that I did stop playing for a while and then come back, because that opening... You know, the opening synopsis thing. I needed to see that, because I know we were told to go somewhere at the end of the last episode, and I just was not paying attention to where. Incidentally, it was at the start of... before recording this episode, but after recording the last episode, I went back and recorded the opening synopsis thing for episode 18, I want to say. Whichever one it was that I recorded straight... Yeah, episode 18, it will have been. Because I recorded that straight after finishing episode 17 with no pause in between. And so you wouldn't have got to see the opening synopsis thing otherwise. So it's a good thing that I keep backup saves, because this game lets you keep up to 6 save files at a time. So quite a few other games could learn from that. Mario Galaxy, Honey Pop technically, because Honey Pop has 4 save files, but you can't copy them. So that was kind of that had me on edge throughout that entire LP, because... Well, I did find a way to keep backup saves, but nevertheless, it was slightly nerve-wracking, because if something goes wrong with a recording, you know, you're still sitting down, your dank hip is still acting up. We did a good. You see, she's nice now. I'm glad you've had your little redemption after your family drama. We never said we wouldn't! Also, we found that, yeah, I forgot about that, and it told us the secret of the clock tower in really in terms that no one would actually write unless they were a video game character. And one thing that I was... No, Matthew, shut up. Was ist das? Matthew, Ashley, don't stop letting him speak. This is a secret thing. Deary fucking a pancake nugget. But one thing that I was thinking, watching back recent episodes that I've recorded, yes, I've been having a bit of a go at Mrs. Graham and at Elizabeth, and generally saying, oh, you're an arse, you're acting like an arse. That does go to prove they're really well-written, very convincingly written characters. So they're written in a plausible way. So they have their character flaws, and they're well-written. It's a love-to-hate relationship kind of deal. What, you're not going to whip out the inventory and ask me to identify the keys? I kind of would like something like that in my own family at some point. Just have several decorative keys with little symbols attached to them, and they all do some sort of thing. Well, maybe not within the family, but within some sort of society. Lively Planet, for instance, but that's definitely not going to happen. Just the 8 of us random internet people just having keys, and then when each of us dies, then the key gets passed on and everyone just... I don't know, I'm basically stealing the plot from an episode of The Simpsons at this point. So... confirmation then that Matthew is basically going through what Ashley's going through as well. And apparently he's had that medicine before. Who was he? What did he look like? What was he apologizing for? For polluting the lake with his arse? Which, okay, I was going to say that implies he farted in the lake a lot, but then I got the mental image of Matthew's father getting like a traditional rowboat, and then sitting over the edge with just his arse in the water, and then just farting aggressively and turning it into a motorboat. And this is a really bad mental image, because we're having a relatively serious moment. But that's just the mental image I got from saying these words. So, was it vandalism, or were they just trying to expand the town area? Oh, so they were trying to intimidate. Well, that's a very arsey thing to do. And since you're the only person who refused to, she said exactly the words I was going to use. That's kind of a really American thing. We want to build here. We want to be aggressively capitalist. So we're going to force you out, even if you say no. Isn't that basically the plot of Up? Just a random thought. So Matthew's father came over and tied a load of balloons to her house, and then she flew away, and she was never seen again. Well, that's good. So at least Matthew's father is a noble individual. Even if his lackeys weren't so much. See, they're spelling the word rumour correctly, but we've had other instances of inconsistent spelling. Was this game made by Canadians? Because they can never make up their mind about which version of English they use. Traditional or simplified. Yes. Returning to this subplot of Crusoe Resort. It was done with the best of intentions, but then pollution happened and it kind of took a nosedive. Well, surely because they were the only industry in the area. No one else would have, there was JC Valley, but the lake hadn't been polluted as long as they'd been there. There were MJ Labs, but I don't know if they were even in this area. And then there was Crusoe Resort, who appeared out of nowhere. The pollution appeared out of nowhere shortly thereafter. So, it's a logical conclusion to come to. It's tragic, but it makes sense. I'm not saying it's right, because I don't remember. I feel like there may have been some sort of plot twist with that, I don't know. But the point is, that's the conclusion that people came to, and it makes sense, given the information they had to work with. Ah, yes, the thing with someone falling off it. Let me guess, you're going to tell me that it was Matthew's father, but I maintain what I said in whichever episode it was. If someone fell off the clock tower, chances are they did it deliberately and were aiming for the water, which surrounds the clock tower on like 3 sides, so they probably survived given that a body wasn't found. So, I'm just saying it's not really worth worrying about. It's not really that grisly because they didn't find a body. Woo, so intimidating. And yes, it's tragic, and if someone genuinely did fall and die, then that would be really sad. But they don't know if the story's true, they didn't find a body, and, as I said, the clock tower's surrounded on 3 sides by water. They would have landed in the water, swum away, and whatever. How has nobody thought of this? Even you, little miss obsessed old person who decides she knows everything. And they won't turn into a ghost because they didn't die. And either that or they landed in the water and died in the water and then sank to the bottom and then decomposed. That's also a possibility, but it's comparatively not likely. Because if they hit the ground, they'd probably be dead. If they landed in the water, they're much more likely to survive. And if they jumped from the clock tower into the water, as I said, chances are they know what they were doing. So, why is this a huge deal? But yes, we were heading to Matthew's father's office, and we've only been going for, like, 10 minutes. That was our next destination. We had to stop up here to drop off the keys, and we've just been so sidetracked with all this. No. Well, of course, I mean, you barely knew her, but I'd imagine that someone that close to what would otherwise be a nuclear family, yeah, I'd imagine that you would miss her, even if you didn't even know her. I can't quite compare personally, because the only comparison I can say is I never knew my mother's father, but I think he died before I was born, so I can't quite compare because I never met him even once, even though, apparently, according to my mother, we would have seen eye to eye on a lot of things. Like, I think the only thing we would have disagreed on is football, because I do not give a flying fuck about any kind of sports. Esports I'll give a pass to, but that's only because we're part of the... As an LPer, and as an internet content creator, I'm sort of obliged to say, yeah, esports are alright, although they're not something I'd enjoy watching. But apparently this grandfather of mine was crazy into at least football, I think. But apart from that, I think maybe he wouldn't appreciate just how unfiltered my vocabulary is and how crazy swear I am, but otherwise, apparently he'd approve of my linguisticness and my foreign languages and my English and my weird English words that I come up with out of nowhere, and yeah. Don't know how he feels about I don't know how he would feel about my take on Eurovision, but also just drop the bombshell that bit on the end of the kaleidoscope is removable, which does become important later. Possibly now. Yeah, there we go. Kaleidoscope chamber. We can change out the chamber and see something new through it. But yeah, so did I ever mention, and I'm not going to mention them by name because I never do, but, well, or at least not on camera, and she didn't go past that window even though she went through that door. But my full name, I have a first name and a surname, and then 2 middle names. Like, it's not double-barreled, it's not hyphenated, I just have 2 middle names. Third drawer on the right. This one? That looks like it, yes. Oh yes, I have 2 middle names, and they're both the names of my 2 grandfathers, my father's father and my mother's father, in that order. Although, I think originally I was only going to have 1 middle name, and that was the name of my mother's father. But then when my parents decided on that, they realised that my initials would spell something kind of unfortunate. And no, it's not what you think initially. It's not a vowel that you're expecting. Butterflies! Yay! But then, the point is, in order to stop my initials spelling out something unfortunate, they added my father's name in there as well. No, I'm twisting it the other way, you fuck. Oh, butterfly, hello. Ashley, would you care to notice the butterflies? There we go. What is this, Eurovision 2013? Are you going to get some sort of flashback from seeing that now? But yes, I swear that's used to solve a puzzle at some point, but I don't remember how it works. And also, I didn't even know that you could get changeable kaleidoscopes. In fact, where would you even get a kaleidoscope from in the first place these days? Because, what sort of shop would sell them? But I've never known a kaleidoscope that has an image in there that's supposed to actually look like an image. It's just meant to be pretty fractal patterns and that sort of thing. And I've never known ones where you can actually change what you see through it, so... They are a nice thing, but as a concept it's really easy to forget that they exist. So... yeah. That's a point. I wonder if Sayoko ever met Charlotte, because they will have been here at the same place at the same time, because Charlotte's been here for fuck knows how long, and Sayoko came here 13 years ago? I've forgotten already how long ago it was. Yeah, it will have been 13 years ago, because Ashley was nearly 3. So, they could have met. It's not likely, because Charlotte keeps talking about her hypothetically rather than as if she actually knew her personally, so... Oh, well, that's a very huge change from how you were behaving before. You see, I told you Charlotte had a really convincing redemption to her. Elizabeth I still haven't made up my mind for, but Charlotte gets good in the end. But what else have you got? Is it another chamber? Does it have more stuff? Is it a change of costume? Is it a picnic blanket? Is it a cushion? Is it a toilet? What is it? Is it a sandwich? Why does this flash you back with your cloth sandwich? What are we seeing? Oh. Now, is that you? I can't tell. That's a weird thing to remember given that your eyes were closed in that memory. Then again, she would have seen it before closing her eyes, and possibly after as well. But how could she have seen that memory as a flashback from the third person? Or are we seeing the flashback from the third person and she seeing it from the first, but then she wouldn't see anything at all because her eyes were closed in that flashback? Do you see what I am saying? So it's an old-ass blanket. Well, did you share it with Sayoko? Because we remember that blanket somehow. Well, that's nice, with your sentimentality and stuff. Yeah, okay, she's about to talk about Sayoko, I swear. And you ran into... Yep, there we go. So they did meet after all. Like, as I said in Easton, you are showing your age. But it's like I was saying however many episodes ago it was, and it is hard to keep track, because, you know, batch recording and stuff. But every named character in this game has some sort of connection to each other. Do you realize that that was Ashley? We have met before. So there you go, proof that Sayoko is indeed a nice person. Are you going to explain to her that was you? I mean, it doesn't really matter, and it would just take a load of exposition and take more time than's necessary. I mean, crying out loud, my recording has now gone over 20 minutes, which, I mean, some of that will be cut out because part of it was me going back to get the opening synopsis for a couple of episodes ago, but still, we opened this episode with the intent of dropping the keys off and then going to Matthew's father's old office, and it's been 20 minutes, and we still haven't done that. So... Also, two things. It seems sort of strange that the inside of her skirt is blue. Like, given the outside are those inoffensive colours, the inside is like deep nighttime blue. Curious. And the other thing, I've completely forgotten, but it was much less relevant, so never mind. Oh yeah, it's sort of... It's weird to imagine someone like her ever having been pregnant. Just when she mentioned, oh, I wove this when I was pregnant with Olivia, it's hard to imagine her being pregnant. Probably because she's old now and we've never seen her in any other state of being. Could this be the puzzle box? Or was it the car that you were talking about? Oh. Are we going to... Yeah, it was the car I was talking about in, like... Chapter... It was either chapter 3 or episode... It won't have been episode 3, because We barely even knew Matt at that point. So, remember the toy car that we found out about when we fished the bag out of the lake when we went through the boathouse that one time? And the tiny car! We're going to drive so many fucks in this. You see, that's kind of me. If I had my way, I would never throw any of my old things away. I mean, obviously, if something is literally rubbish, then throwing it away, I've got no problem there. It's just... And in my case, I've not really got an excuse, and it's number of toys, dear. Grammar, Charlotte. I get overly attached to everything. So, you could spoil me as much as you like, I would still get really attached to the old stuff. And there are so many things. I remember having this plastic, castle playset kind of thing with a load of little figurines, and it would have, a load of little secret passages and stuff, and it was really cool, and I really hope that I still have that. And, Mother, when you get around to watching this episode, consider this my way of candidly asking, do we still have that? Because I really hope that we do, but I somehow doubt that we do. But I really enjoyed that. That was such a nice thing. I mean, I had many nice things, and I love all of them, but still. Oh. Is there... Oh, yeah, because I remember the offices being a place, but I didn't remember how you get to them, and turns out it's through here. I completely forgot about that. Oh, she's going through the bread door. I feel like a bread door is already a thing, but this is just a door that you have to go through like a slice of bread. But I didn't even notice that there... Well, I noticed that door was there in whichever episode it was that we came through here. It didn't register in my brain as a possible exit to the house. It's like in the new Super Mario Bros. Games, where you do a secret thing and you get to the end of the level and you find that the castle is black instead and it's a secret exit. So... What was she just talking about? She said something about looking after someone. And I wanted to say she's talking about Matt, but I somehow don't think she is. But anyway, we have progress to make. And it's only taken us most of the episode to get here. See, why could you not have just walked around? You can see on the minimap you could just walk around it. But anyway. Oh, the sun's starting to set. Yes, the time has come for us to reach the next place. And what is here? Little flowers. That seems like it's where Elizabeth stole the flowers from the other time, but probably not. Because in order to get through here, she probably would have had to follow video game logic, just like we did, and so she would have had to have gone through Charlotte's house to get back here to get the flowers in the first place, so I doubt that this is where... Because she mentioned in the last episode that she stole flowers from Charlotte, and it probably would have been from the front garden, because that's much easier to get to. Anyway, this way. Oh, I like this aesthetic. Like, just that background, the sky, the trees, everything, it's so beautiful. Oh, are we not paying attention? Wait, when was he not... How much of that conversation was he not privy to? Because I was too busy reminiscing about days gone by, and that was a rather pretty transition screen apart from the metallic stuff on one side. So that is one thing, especially when I'm travelling by train or whatever. I'll look out over the scenery and think, just how much more beautiful would it be if there was no sign of human influence anywhere in that? And, that's not me getting on my house and saying, oh, humans are inherently bad. It's just me thinking, it would be so overwhelmingly beautiful to see what everything would look like. Oh, I know I'm going the wrong way, by the way. I just want to work out in my head where everything is. And you're not going to let me, are you? I just wanted to see where everything is, on the map and stuff. But yeah, it's just next time you're on, a train or something, just look out the window and just imagine what would the world look like without any sign of human input. Because that's, breathtakingly beautiful, if you think about it. So anyway, we're here. There's one of those security cameras that we've been able to see through. So yeah, we can see on the inside. Well, I'd imagine they would, because it's an abandoned area, so it's likely to attract ne'er-do-wells of various kinds. And I remember this puzzle. It's not that... I make it sound like it's really difficult, but it's not. It isn't. I just don't remember how... I remember the solution, I just don't remember how you get to the solution. Because in short, there's a way in that Matthew can use, but that we can't. And oh, you can see a task puzzle in the background. Fun times will be had. We'll have to go around a different way in order to get him in, though. Hello, mousy ratty thing. Okay, it was a rat then. He's just completely unfazed by it. Well, that gives us due excuse to look through the connect feature and have a look at that rat through the camera, if the rat indeed trigger the camera. There we go. So this is the camera that... Okay, we can rationalize. This view is that camera that we just saw. So there's a way in over there. I don't know how you're supposed to know that looking through the connect feature there and then is supposed to help you. I don't know how you're supposed to know about that, but if we look over here, we've got similar looking holes. So presumably, tunnel entrances, they're connected, and so Matthew will be able to get through. And that's probably the same rat, and that's just the game's way of telling you, oh look, it's the same one, it's going round and round in a loop, and that's how Matthew's supposed to get in, but we can't get in because we can't get through the hole. That's the reasoning here. Again, I'm not sure how you are supposed to work out that that's how you find out what you find out in order to proceed, but that's a thing that I remember, so there you go. Not sure how you can tell, but yes, it is. And so that's our way of knowing. Are you really having to think about this, Ashley? You saw a tunnel on the connect feed, and you saw a rat go in and then reappear over on the other side and then go through the same way. Does this really take that much thought on your part? You see? The rat is in a different position, the camera updated. What more do you want me to say? Just send Matthew into those tunnels, because Lord knows you're not going to go through there and sully your nice clothes. Incidentally, Charlotte's theme music is called Unsullied Truth. I believe it's track 14 on the soundtrack, so I just know that because it's my favourite out of all of them, so go and look it up at some point because it's really good. I think we may be done hearing it for the entirety of this project now, so there we go. Nice little plot MacGuffin. Also, the background behind Ashley is fucking gorgeous. Just that sunset and that tree and the hill, and just ignore the lamppost. It's exactly one go. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Ahsoka. The one furthest away, because it's further to the left. And if it's wrong, then oh well. You can just come back and try the other one. Was it correct? We'll just... Okay, I would say let's go and check, but... Oh, you're coming from over there, so apparently that was the wrong answer. Well, it was worth a try. It was a total guess. Surely you could have just looked down the hole and seen which way the tunnel leads. We'll just go down this one instead, then. Don't ask me to... Do you really need me to tell you? Fucking Christ. I mean, I will defend you against Charlotte's presumptions, but holy shit, you kids are dumb. Oh, grief. Anyway, this is the correct one now. And this is also a good point to end the episode, so we'll have our nice little congratulations, now it's time for another puzzle cutscene. And then progress will be made. And then I will end the episode and good things will be a yes and a yum and all of the happity goo. Happity goo. Happity goo. I like how on Matthew's side, like, we're looking at Matthew from Ashley's perspective, and we're looking at Ashley from Matthew's perspective, so, wait. We're both looking at both of them from the other's perspective, so in both cases we can see the chain link fence in between them. And the chain link fence is made up of tessellating irregular hexagons. I love it when I see hexagons in their natural environment like that. It reminds me of me. I'm a narcissist. Not really. So, let's have a look at this gate then. So there's one of us on both sides. There is something that we can do with this rope, but it requires an extra item on our part, which we don't have yet. But we have Matthew on the inside. And you can see just behind his head there's a task puzzle. I really want to get to that, but we can't do that until the next episode. Come on. I don't know what that was because I can't hear. Huh. Well, I don't know what that was. I'll probably see it in post. Because, I mean, it's nearly 25 past 12 at night. I'm gonna save the final pre-recorded episode for tomorrow, probably. So I've been able to continue to be Tessellating Hexagons, and in the next episode, we'll look into what that strange sound was. And, well, we'll make progress. What more can I say? See you then. This Wii remote still hasn't run out of batteries, holy shit.